Hey guys, thank you so much for all your responses and comments on my Saints Row 5 videos. I'm absolutely loving all the feedback I'm getting, and I'm trying to respond to all the comments, but there are a lot of them, and I'm so happy about that. I love seeing that. So I just thought I'd make a quick video looking at all the comments from my Saints Row 5 location video and see where you guys think Saints Row 5 should be. Alright, the first location that everybody seems to want, and you know what, this is a really popular opinion, it's Stillwater. It's the original Saints Row city based on Detroit. Everybody wants it remastered or redone, which is pretty obvious considering it's going to the next-gen console, so obviously it needs to be remastered. But people seem to want Saints Row to go back to its roots, back to Stillwater, where it all started for the Saints. And you know what? I'm cool with this. Thank you so much for everybody who said Stillwater and who gave your reasoning for it. I think it's a good idea as long as they can do it right. They need to add, like I said in my location video, some different biomes. So, you know, an island or a forest or a countryside or something like that to really spice it up. But if they can do that for Stillwater, one commenter brought up in particular a good comparison, bringing up GTA's Los Santos from San Andreas compared to Los Santos in GTA 5. They need to do that kind of remake of the city, and I think if they do that, it would be great. Alright, the two up next that I got are really interesting. So first of all, it's Las Vegas. Now before you say no, I don't think that would work, think about it. You've got the Strip where you could have a lot of cool crime activity, and it could really be a hub for criminal activity as far as the Saints go. Maybe you could rule the casinos, some property, there's some cool mini games to be had in Vegas. It could be a really cool party city. And then you hit the desert a bit outside of Vegas. That could be a really fun countryside aspect. Maybe there's some gangs out there. Think of Cyberpunk with the Wraiths out in the Badlands. You could have that type of vibe, or there's gangs out in the desert in the countryside. You could have some cool towns to raid and some activities out there too. So it's pretty versatile. You could have a lot of cool stuff. There's some new sports stadiums as well in Vegas they could incorporate. I think they could make their own type of spin on it, like GTA with Las Venturas. And I think that could be great. And the next comment I got was if they went to, say, Southside Chicago or somewhere like that, so that they could use hip-hop and hood culture within the Saints Row game. And you think of gangs and Saints Row in its roots in the beginning, that's what it's all about. So I think using that to their advantage could be really cool. Now, once again, they got to switch it up a little bit. You've got to add a bunch of different variety within the map, obviously. But if they want to go that route and have a gritty gangster game, like I've said 8,000 times, then they could use a Southside Chicago or the Bronx in New York or something like that to really play that angle, honestly. Alright, the next two are really interesting. And again, keep an open mind, guys, because if Volition can do it right, it could be some really fun stuff. Florida and New Orleans. Now, you look at the New Orleans type stuff done in Red Dead Redemption 2, it was a ball. It was great. Like, I know it was only a tiny portion of the map, but it was still great. And you do modern New Orleans, Volition, I think, could do a great job with that. They could incorporate some cool wildlife. Same thing with Florida. You've got the beaches, and you've got a lot of cool attractions, some crazy weird people. There's a lot of possibilities there with the NPCs, the crazy fucking people living in Florida. So that would be really fun, I think. So you can't really go wrong, I think, with these two places, whether you got New Orleans and Florida. Two phenomenal places in my opinion. So great ideas, and props to you guys who brought that up, because they could really do it. But again, they got to do it right. You can't just slap New Orleans or Florida on a map and say, here you go play in it. You got to make it explorable and visitable and lived in. That's a big one. It's got to feel like a real city that you can explore and have fun doing all the activities in. That is the key to these cities. Alright guys, that's it for me on this one. If you guys have any more ideas for cities, I'll be glad to make a part 2 to this video. So if you have any more, put them down in the comments below. I will try to answer. I hope you guys are happy with this type of content because I love making it. And if you guys have any more location ideas or just ideas for Saints Row 5 in general, I'll be glad to make a video on it. So make sure you subscribe and like this video if it's your first time, and I will see you guys next time.